We're live.
Well, hello, good morning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dominic Mazza, Chair of the Board, and first thing, call to order and roll call with board members. I'll call your name, and if you're here, please respond if you're here. I am here. Mr. Negro? Yes. Allison Wall?
Here.
Sarah Regavelli?
Here.
Alejandra Polino?
Present.
Jasmine Haynes?
Here.
Danielle Melinda. We have a full board and a forum. Before we get any further, I think today is a very auspicious day for us. As we're moving along with closing on the property and the finances all set up, I think we can rest that hurdle has been crossed, jumped, and we're ready to move on to the next phase, which is going to be a real challenge. While we've been challenged so far, this is a bigger challenge, which is the redevelopment of this property. We're moving into this in a very positive way, and a whole lot of people to thank for that. Kevin, our attorneys, I'm not going to start naming names because I'll forget someone, but everyone that we've dealt with has been tremendously supportive. And the interest we've received is very positive. Certainly, capstone with the government's announcement last week, the interest in the property. So, from the county executive's office to the county legislature and St. Rose board, it's just that neighborhood. I look forward in a very positive way. I'm really excited about where we're headed. And I'm convinced we're going to have very positive outcomes. We keep up the wonderful support that we get. I want to acknowledge Marcia, who's here, wife, president of the St. Rose Board this morning, and welcome you to give us any remarks.
Thank you so much. Welcome to the College of St. Rose. I really come to really express tremendous gratitude from the board. The college always felt that the best thing for the campus, the college, and this community would be if the Albany County Pine Hills Land Authority was able to purchase the property as a whole to redevelop it. And I'm very excited to see the movement and see the process and really feel confident that they will be not too far from now. I do have to also share with you that I was an officer on the alliance. I know how hard everyone is working. We meet weekly with the working team from the authority, and our team is moving, as far as I'm concerned, at warp speed. With a great deal of respect, great communication, and always having the best interest of this community at heart. So it's really with great gratitude that I come here and thank you. You have a lot of things going on in your lives, and the fact that you have decided that you would take the time to be a member of this authority, with your commitment, your compassion for the college, and your passion for the county and the city of Albany is really a great trademark of who you are, and we're just honored to work with you and look forward to the future. I always say God has a plan. It may not be the plan you thought. It certainly wasn't the plan I thought, but it's always sometimes what you don't expect, but there is a plan, and I think you have an incredible plan, and I'm grateful. So I want to thank you.
Thank you so much.
On behalf of the staff of the authority and Albany County staff, we would like to just echo what Marcia said. The cooperation from the college and her team has been exemplary. Few glitches. I mean, a lot of work. Not the least of which being the almost daily tours that the college is being asked to host of various interests around the county. But the working relationship has been great, and we certainly appreciate it.
Especially to you.
Well, it's a passion and a mission, as you have too. So I'm going to excuse myself so you can conduct your meeting. And again, thank you so much.
By the way, before you leave,
Yes.
I really appreciate being here, other than the county, because we have
coffee, donuts, and all this stuff. We didn't get any of that done. We get water and mints.
Well, I can't take credit.
Granola bars.
Thank you. This is not a goodbye, it's a beginning. We certainly want St. Rose and all you folks to be with us every step of the way. And certainly, I personally, I can't speak for the whole board, want to make sure that the St. Rose legacy continues with whatever we do.
St. Louis legacy really resides in our people. It will be part of the property which will transition, but the legacy is our people. And we thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God is good. Come over here. Congratulations.
The next item on the agenda is a review and approval of the January 9th minutes.
Morning, everyone. So included in your board packet this morning is an operating budget for 5 years.
No.
Oh,
Meeting minutes.
oh, see, I'm ready. Okay.
It's all right. I know why she's ready and anxious. She's got a big gig she's going to.
Oh, okay. We'll make it.
Just a side note, Amy is, talk about being a good mother. She is going to Atlanta, Georgia with her daughter and 20,000 cheerleaders for a competition. Now, if that's not a good mother, I don't know.
We'll see about that Tuesday when she comes back.
Before you leave, I got some personal experience I want to share with you.
Okay.
I'm not kidding either. The minutes of the January 9th meeting, I would look for a resolution to approve. Allison, so second. That's Danielle. Any discussion about those minutes? Additions, corrections, comments? Before we take a vote, I will be abstaining since I did not attend that meeting. So, hearing nothing more, I will call for a vote. All those in favor of adopting the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
One abstention. Pass.
Thank you. Was I there?
Yeah, you were, sir. You were chairing the meeting. Okay, let's move along. Number 3, the CFO report. Amy, all yours.
I'm ready now. Included in your packet is the 5-year budget, which is a requirement of the Authority Budget Office that needs to be input into Paris. I'll go over this. First year, we have the bond proceeds reimbursing the expenses that will be year-to-date spent by the authority, and operating cost reimbursement from Albany County to cover the actual ACPHLA operating expenses. We've had numerous meetings with the staff at St. Rose to go over the operating budgets and what it costs on an annual basis to run the campus. Some of the larger amounts are payroll. We think it's beneficial that we keep on the staff that is currently at St. Rose due to their institutional knowledge and everything they bring with them. So that would include maintenance, security, and whatnot. And again, one of the larger lines you'll see is the insurance, because there's a lot of property and buildings to insure. We did a 3% increase over the first 3 years for the operating expenses. Also included year 2 to year 5 is the debt services expense. This will be interest only and will also be reimbursed by Albany County. So the total 5-year budget for operating expenses is $9.8 million roughly, and debt services over 4 years is $4.3 million. Is there any questions on the operating budget?
Explain to us years 4 and 5.
Years 4 and 5 is only, this is assuming that all the properties will be redeveloped or sold by year 3. This will be updated annually as, so there could be operating expenses in year 4 and 5, but as of right now, we're hoping that, by year 3, everything will be sold and redeveloped. So year 4 and 5 is only the debt service interest only.
And we're required to put a 5-year budget together for the state
Yes.
regulators. That's why she's got the full 5 years in.
But if you don't have these operating numbers in, how do you?
Still have to file.
We would just put the debt service in.
Listen, again, who knows what's gonna happen in 3 years, no less than 5. This is a budget, and I think Amy would emphasize that. This is not actual or, this is a highly dynamic environment. The governor's announcement last week may, depending on how that comes out, may affect these numbers, as will, the speed with which, or the slowness of which we redevelop or sell these properties off will affect this. But, I think the most solid numbers here are the first year numbers. Because those are the ones we have the most visibility into.
And normally on an annual basis, this budget is due to the Paris system by October 31st. So, prior to that, this year, I will be doing another 5-year budget that will be need to be approved and put into Paris.
I guess my question is, we're required to put in the debt service for 5 years, but what about the operating expenses?
Well, the plan is that we're done in 3 years now. Whether that in fact happens, it's just too early to tell, John. We just don't know.
Well, I guess Mr. Nyberg's point is whether or not we should put in something so that in worst case, if it's not something, right?
Yeah, so my point is, that in terms of the borrowing, we'd have to look at.
Yeah, it would complicate the whole process of the reimbursement from the county legislature. They're working on a 3-year term. So I think that this is, again, all of this is subject to change as the environment and the speed or slowness of which we redevelop the campuses. But right now, we've made a commitment to the county that we will be operating this in 3 years, for 3 years, and the campus will be redeveloped within 3 years.
It's annually updated.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like next week.
Yeah, I mean, as things evolve every year,
Right.
and
This we
we
have to
may,
submit.
if we don't meet the 3-year goal,
Mhm.
then it will
Right.
reflect in the next future submission.
And
that's
something
why-
may change
I
by
mean,
September of this year.
If
And
you
then
get 4 to 5 years
I
out, you
guarantee
just guess
you-
it.
Yeah.
I guarantee things will change.
Right.
But
Gonna change. But we're meeting a legal requirement.
right, exactly.
And your advice, I'm sure auditors, and you're talking to the state, what we're submitting here is perfectly fine for them.
Yes.
I just have a quick question. And sorry if you said somebody else has covered it and I missed it, but security, is there going to be a budget specifically for security?
That is included in the payroll and benefits, so we would
Oh, okay.
assume the
So-
employees.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick just asked a good question. We should get it.
Well, my question was, I'm assuming from our discussion, we're gonna retain the maintenance staff and people like that, which is a wonderful thing.
Yes.
I just wanna, procedurally, how administratively that's gonna work. And they're gonna go on, the authority is actually gonna create a payroll.
Correct.
And employ these people.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Approximately how many people is it?
15, around 15.
And so it's possible that we may see that payroll and benefits line move up into the management agreement as things progress and we have an agreement in place for.
No, I think it would stay in the operating costs. Where, reimbursable.
But I understand, Sarah, like, as we move forward, at some point, You know,
Oh, absolutely.
it's a standalone organization, there may be, have to be a change.
Just the clarity that they're not necessarily on the Pine Hills Land Authority direct payroll.
It will be.
They will be,
It will be.
yeah. And all of that will be reimbursed through the county.
Yes, so it's
agreement with
included
the
in
authority.
this here,
So they,
and
yeah.
reimbursable.
Thank you.
You know, there may be certain advantages to have these people on the authority payroll and on the Alliance payroll. And it's cleaner, I think, if you put them on the authority payroll.
So one point, I would like to just get a simple resolution in the minutes that directs Amy to file this within the Public Authority Reporting Information System, PARA. So that's adopting this 5-year budget plan. As Amy said, we actively reached out to the state.
Yeah,
We said, we're a new authority, when do you want us to start filing this? Because we started late last year. Sometimes they say, wait a year. This year they said, no, let's get it in as soon as you can. So that's what we see before you. So if I could get a first and a second to both adopt this 5-year budget plan and then direct our CFO to file that with the Paris system. So we have a first and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That's great, thank you.
Audit update?
Yep, audit is moving well, and,
You want to mention who?
yeah, I'm done. Yep. So, the firm that we use is Bonadio. I've been in contact with them in the past week or so, and I believe probably in the next week, it'll be moving to their, approval to their, partner, Kevin Testo, and we will have a, audit to circulate to the audit committee and for approval at the March meeting. Along with the audit and Paris filings is an annual report that requires the audit to be complete, and then I will have to file those annual reports by March 31st in the Paris filings, which will be need to be approved at the March meeting as well.
I would like to put on the record that I was a former principal in the Bonadio Group, and I have retired from that firm. I've been gone 5 years, and I have absolutely no connection, ownership, or anything to do with the organization. I want that on the record.
That's it for me. If anyone doesn't have any questions?
Thank you, Amy. Appreciate that. Kevin, CEO report?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Nick, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for coming out. You know, as you heard from Marcia, things are progressing along very well. You know, we've got a very robust working group meeting and team of people comprised of the Alliance staff, Albany County, and the college that are meeting weekly, and really getting down into the nitty-gritty here, the contracts that need to be transferred from the college to the authority or not, which may be looking more likely that as opposed to the college assigning or us assuming these contracts, we'll probably wind up just getting new contracts with the various, these are the people, you know, who HVAC and other services around the campus. So things are going very well on that front. You know, as you heard, we're ready to go with the bond issuance, and we're looking at a closing the week of March 10th for both the issuance of the debt as well as the real estate closing. Both of those look like they're moving along very well. You know, there's some minor issues on, you know, the title report always comes up with some things that have to be resolved, but the lawyers are working those out, and they tell me that there's no, you know, major issues at this point, and if there are, we'll certainly highlight. So again, you know, we're targeting the week of March 10th, and that is the week at which the authority will own the campus. One of the things that will have to be worked out, the college has responsibilities, and their staff are on contract through June 30th, I believe, to clear up the rest of the, you know, go through the rest of the bankruptcy. So they will become a tenant of ours. They're very flexible, they've said, we'll go wherever you want us to go, so we'll be working that through as well. You may have heard in the media, the county executive talking about the movement of various county offices up here, and that's, something that's being actively discussed right now. Thankfully, we will have, all things go well, live bodies on this campus in the very short term period of time after we close. And that's a commitment that the county executives made, as well as, some longer term occupancy and perhaps even purchase on the campus, which the details are yet to be worked out. So, I think things are going well so far. There's always that last minute glitch before closing and, something pops up, but right now, things are going along pretty well. The next phase for the college here, I think I've mentioned in the past, we've got a lot of interest in the campus. And thanks to Governor Hochul last week, we got a real development boost here. This on-ramp designation really provides some development momentum for the campus. It's, somebody said it's almost like, putting it to Mr. Nigro's terminology, almost like the anchor tenant of the mall or something to that effect. This is a designation for it was a competitive designation for a workforce training initiative that the governor announced 3 in upstate New York, Utica, Syracuse, and Albany. There's one that already exists out in Buffalo. And this provides for a $300,000 something planning grant that the Center for Economic Growth will be leading. It's a regional initiative, goes well beyond Albany County. And then there are 2 additional components, $20 million in operating support and $20 million in capital investment. So, that is all to be determined. I know people have said it's going to be here, it's going to be there, but that's really going to be an outcome of the planning process. And we will be involved, of course, in that planning process along with our colleagues at in county government. Again, a lot of interest. We have encouraged everyone who's got an interest to contact us, let us know. We will be we've been cataloging, we'll continue to catalog all of that interest. And it gets to the next subject that I'd like to talk to you about. As we've talked all along, we will be doing a comprehensive plan for the campus, and we'll be issuing an RFP. Whoever that successful bidder is of that will take all of this interest and work with us and decide, what are the engineering, architectural, and compatibility issues that go along with putting a certain use somewhere. There's a group that's asked us to consider a pre-K, location on the campus. Well, I'm told that there are certain state legal requirements that surround pre-K installations. They just have to be compatible with the other things that we have around there. So I think this consultant will help inform us. And the other thing that the study will do is that when we go out and ask, if we decide, I should say, to go out and ask for public support or foundation support, grants or things like that, they will all ask, let's see your plan, and I think, with the technical capability of this board, I think we're well suited to help guide that plan, select a consultant, and then work on that plan. A key component of that plan, of course, is going to be Community engagement, that's the, kind of the starting point here, and will involve reach out and involve in a substantial way the major stakeholders of the campus, from the county, the region, city, neighborhood, so on, elected officials and the like. So, there is a resolution in the package to authorize us to go out and issue that RFP. I do have copies of that RFP. I'd rather not give those out in open session. If you'd like to see those, I'd like to suggest maybe we go into executive session on that. But it's a standard RFP that select a consultant. Not final, but I would like the board's authority to continue down this path and try to get this thing moving rather quickly. Just a little side note. Many of you have heard the Governor Hochul's $400 million initiative for downtown Albany. You may have seen it. There was a major story in the New York Times last Sunday, I think it was. They will also be doing a study of downtown, so it would be good for our study to kind of dovetail, with what they're doing and not do it in a vacuum of what they're doing, even though we're kind of sort of outside of the defined downtown plan, which I think is what does it sound like, a mile from the Capitol, is it? Yeah. So, any questions on that? This is an important step and important information.
What would be the nature of these companies? Are they real estate companies?
John, what we're suggesting is, multidisciplinary teams that would be comprised of possibly architectural firms, engineering firms, urban planning firms, regular land use planning. I try to leave it open to see, what we get. There are a number of firms who've done work for ESD. I've had some conversations with Ali Walsh, who does this as a job at ESD. There's, the city, Sarah's hired people like this. The so-called downtown revitalization initiatives that several cities around our region have received. There's apparently a list of kind of preferred consultants, pre-approved consultants for those. So, but they tend to be some combination of architectural engineering, land use planning. Anything else, Alan? Yeah, and they all, right. I mean, that's a non-stop, that's a basic ingredient of the community engagement. And would likely be, some firms do that better than others.
Who does the pre-approval of the firms?
In our office, it's a state pre-approval list that our office does, but I don't think, that doesn't necessarily apply to what we're doing.
I'm just saying, when you said pre-approved list, is that a pre-approved list from a state contract perspective, or is it a pre-approved list of people that do the thing?
It's a pre-approved list of people.
Yeah. The reason I mentioned is that, we might send our RFP out to those consultants just because they.
But we're not limiting it.
No.
And one piece is, hopefully we can talk about is the inclusion of some financial.
As budget, No, that is a key component here. The RFP will also request the consultant develop a full financial model for the redevelopment of the campus. What is it going to cost to redevelop, if anything? What should we lease or sell these properties for? And, and that, again, will possibly drive some of the uses of these. Thank you, Nick. That's a good point. Keep.
I know Dylan's gonna.
That concludes it. Yeah, no, we don't have to go through that, with Dylan. We'll,
All right, so, no,
I think just the resolutions from the finance committee.
Well, and then this one, right, that's for the RFP.
yeah,
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
page 5.
Okay. Approval of the finance committee.
You know, they're at page 5 in the package of the
Okay.
resolution that I just talked about.
Okay. Good.
Everybody find the,
Page 5, is that the resolution number?
yeah,
Okay. I would seek a resolution to approve, a motion to approve.
I'll move.
John,
One second.
Howard second. Discussion. Hearing none, I'll close the discussion and ask for a vote. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Unanimous. Thank you. So, okay, Piper Sandler report. Eric?
Well, maybe
We've
Al
already,
already keyed
Ally,
up.
you want to tee it up?
Chairman.
Well, the finance committee did report out a resolution that would authorize M&T to be our bondholder. And I would ask Piper Sandler to do a quick report for the general meeting today so that we all know what will be financing.
Thanks again to the board. Would you like me to,
Just a quick
just very, very quick,
For
yes.
those of us who
Same
didn't join
thing,
us in the first.
Because for the public, they were not on that meeting.
Okay.
Might not have been.
Might not.
Not a problem. So again, recapping, at the February 4th Finance Committee meeting, the authority authorized Piper Sandler to negotiate final terms and make a recommendation for a bank to provide financing for the purchase and sale of the campus. So after looking through the bids, we had 47 go out to the market, a very broad process. 8 responded. We recommended M&T Bank to serve as the purchaser and have sent out the final term sheet amongst the group here. The reason we recommended them is their interest rate was about 45 basis points better than the second place bid, so that is real cost savings to the authority here, which is always our goal, as well as meeting the terms unique to the authority. So since then, we have clarified the terms and we have also tried to negotiate the terms to the benefit of the authority. That's all part of the process here. So that's all included in the final term sheet. Just at a high level, 15-year fixed rate. You'll pay your first interest starting on February 15th of next year. You have the redemption flexibility to pay down the debt anytime at par for the proceeds of the sale of campus properties, as well as the optional redemption for any reason at par starting on June 1st of 2027. So you can refinance the debt, do whatever you want outside of just the campus sale. There will be a debt service reserve of about $4 million paid from bond proceeds. The release of that after the first appropriation to about half that amount will be used to pay down debt early next year. And finally, the terms will be good through March 21st. So that gives us about a month to negotiate those. So want to answer any questions. Again, make sure you're informed before you make any decisions.
But one question, Eric, you don't see at this point any delay past the week of March 10th?
No, my understanding is there will be additional action from the legislature and that we're trying to line it up with the real estate sale, but no, it's just a matter of going through those documents. I should also mention quickly that we have been in touch with both controllers. Their approval is required for this, so their feedback has been incorporated so far, and we will continue to make sure their feedback is listened to throughout the process, and they're informed of everything that we do.
I just have a comment. These are, in my experience, these are very favorable.
Yes.
Very flexible. I don't think you could ask for anything else. It must be an attractive purchase.
No, I mean, you have a local bank, but also a big bank that, works with the county. So typically you sometimes see banks step up and acknowledge that relationship. And that is, to be honest, fully reflected in the M&T proposal. There were additional interest in the market, but it would cost you more each year in interest. So about 45 basis points in savings. So there is broad interest, but the credit is unique. And MMT seemed to have stepped up and really acknowledged the credit strength of the county. That is a big part of this, and accepting that the county's commitment through appropriation to pay for the debt. So all of that is reflected in their bid. So I think it's a great result for the authority. But of course, happy to answer any questions to see if you agree with that.
I'd like to hire you to negotiate my financing.
You don't look like a not-for-profit guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dave Riley deserves some credit here. Dave has been the guy at the forefront of the interface with the county and the authority and the county legislature, county controller, and has done a great job on this day. Thank you. Any comments you'd like to say? I mean, schedule-wise or?
No, as stated, the ledge will be acting on the 10th. That'll be their full body meeting to all assumed pass the resolution that we're going to put forth with them. I'm working with the county attorney to draft that. That'll cover the operating expenses, will incorporate the debt payments. It'll also include a budget amendment to appropriate specifically into a line item for 2025 these expenses, and then going forward, we'll put it directly to the budget as we close to the ledge.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep.
Thank you, Dave. Do we,
Thank you.
we'll read a resolution to approve the final bond terms as presented by Eric.
Yeah, so just quickly, there's two resolutions, six, as the chair just noted, 6A and 6B.
Okay, well, okay, move approval of 6A, approving bond sale guidelines. So move. John, Ellie, discussion? Hearing none, close the discussion and ask for a vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passed unanimously. I would ask for a resolution for 6D, ratifying the actions confirming the sale of the bond and approving the final bond term.
So moved.
Chair, if I may, just
Yes, sir.
to summarize that resolution is very similar to what the Finance Committee considered at the Finance Committee meeting, where they made those recommendations to the full board. And again, the resolution has two aspects, an administrative aspect and a substantive aspect. The administrative aspect is touching the bases under your policy with respect to appointing and ratifying Piper, going through the private sale bond route, and then substantively accepting the bond terms as outlined by the Piper team, and then most importantly, authorizing the chair, vice chair, or the CEO to sign the term sheet with MT to lock in those rates. The next step procedurally will be, now that we have a term sheet, I'll be working with both the county attorney and with Tom to finalize, actually to prepare, and then finalize documents, distribute them to the working group. And then we'll be back to the full board for adoption of the bond resolution before the week of March 10th. So there is one more procedural step that needs to be taken, final approval of the documents, once the documents are prepared. But that's the background, Chair. Back to you, thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have a motion to adopt from Jasmine Higgins and seconded by Allison Walsh. Discussion? Hearing none, close the discussion and ask for a vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, passed unanimously. Thank you. Dylan?
Anything you want to add on the planning piece, Dylan?
No, I think you covered it.
Okay.
Dylan, I do want to thank you. I know how hard you're working behind the scenes and putting a lot into this. Thank you for your professionalism and commitment to this. Appreciate it very much. Other business?
Okay, so here's the important stuff now. And just before we get into this, I just would like to add, our mothers told us neither a borrower nor a lender be. Well, we broke that, but the debt that you've taken out here, I think is some of the most attractive rates and terms that we could have possibly received. I think that's a tribute to the work of Piper Sandler, but perhaps even more so to the financial strength of Albany County. The county executive has, amassed a significant surplus of the county, very financially sound, and we are, our bond rating is derivative of theirs. So I think what you just incurred here is something that, it's significant, 40 million plus or minus in debt, but I do think that this was done with the appropriate diligence and consideration and deliberation that could be, and the outcome, I think, is very, very positive. So, great work. So with this, I don't know, Antoinette or Sarah, who's gonna walk us through our logos?
That page?
That case, there's 3 options, A, B, and C. So, who, anybody?
All right, I'll start.
You go ahead.
All right, so on the back page, there are 3 options that we narrowed down. We had several more that we had come up with, but we figured these 3 were the best that embodied everything that we thought that this authority group represented. So we can just do a quick vote if you guys want to raise your hand if you like option A, B, or C.
They were all done in-house by our staff.
Yes.
And listen, what we were trying to do is just, do something that's reflective of the county, of the neighborhood, and of the campus. I don't know, there's probably a better, this probably could be refined, and we could do that later on if the board ever felt the need to do so. But, staff took a good shot at this, and I think these are options that, we've got to put our logo on things, so.
What kind of thing is it?
I'm sorry?
What kind of thing?
We have letterhead for.
It will
for
go on
this
our
board.
website.
Our website, in our office, it's not up now,
Signage.
but there's a large placard, I guess, that's on the back wall that has all of our logos on it. So it'll be on there on the front door of our office on the Washington side and on the hallway side.
Okay.
The logo will go on there as well.
And also on the annual reports going forward.
Okay.
Yeah. He's so cool. I like that. It shows the buildings and this one's coming up.
Try to incorporate the county seal.
Anybody have a preference? Nick was just saying he likes the first one. I don't have a vote
I
on
like the
that.
last
but-
one.
Yeah.
You like the
I
what?
like the last one.
The last one? Oh, the arch with the tree.
We're gonna have a food fight. over
That's
this.
why I think we need to,
I like that it shows the roof line, which are very unique.
Yeah, that's what I like, because it shows the buildings and,
Okay, so you should take.
Not just my opinion.
Well, you want to take a
The
show of hands on
trees.
each one?
And we can do that.
To resolve?
So option A, you
So
can
option
raise your hand if you
A,
like option A.
Anybody, only the members of the board.
The only thing I would say is options A and C really have the name of the name of our authority is more prominent in both of those, except option B is silent. The authority, the name of the authority is sort of silent. Well,
It's not prominent, yes,
As
it's
A
not,
and C.
I agree.
Yeah, you also have to think of this, as I'm told, as this shrinks down to be on a business card or on a letterhead, or, so you gotta think how that all happens. But
Well,
One
for
option A.
One for A.
here's the shot,
It's okay.
all right, we'll do a hand vote, option A,
Two.
Two.
Okay.
one vote.
No, two.
There's two,
Oh,
you and John.
Oh, two,
Okay.
okay. It's gonna be fun. We may have to have a playoff.
And
Round one.
option B, anyone?
Option B, please. Uh-oh.
I have landslide.
There's no extension. Option C. 5, okay.
Is this a democracy?
Hearing no objection.
Let's take that vote again.
No, wait a minute, did you vote at all? I assumed it was 5 because the other was 0, but. Option A, let's do it one more time, option A. 2. B. None. C.
I've
Bye.
never been so outvoted.
You put up a good fight.
Women are ganging up.
Just started my life.
This is the most controversial.
I'm not talking to anybody. for the rest. The selected option is C. Let's move forward.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone.
We got bigger fish to fry. I gotta watch what I say. Okay, we've approved, well, I think the hand count is good enough. I don't think we need one more resolution. Executive session?
Yeah,
Do
Mr.
we
Chairman, I
need one?
would request we go into an executive session for a brief, to discuss some items that
Yeah,
the
so
council will.
purposes would be to discuss the potential sale, disposition, or acquisition of real estate, the publicity of which would substantially affect its value. Also to seek and obtain legal counsel.
As part of that resolution, I would ask that you identify beyond the board members who should stay in. I want that to be part of the resolution.
Yeah, the board would like to keep Dave Riley in the room, and beyond that, I think everybody else.
I'm talking attorneys also.
Yes, the attorneys would stay, and then Dave Riley.
And I'm sorry, if we keep our bankers in too, Piper Sandler. And of course, Jeff Jameson, please. Jeff is
Oh,
on.
he's on removal.
But if we could excuse the rest of the, our guests here today, thank you.
We don't.
And we will be.
We
coming
will
back
return
into-
into open
Yeah,
meeting.
we will be coming back into open session, not to adjourn the meeting today.
I'll make a motion.
Sarah?
Thank you.
Sarah, I need a second. Jasmine,
Jasmine.
all those in favor?
Amy?
Aye.